Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through a couple player props I like on PrizePicks for today's NBA slate on Saturday, May the 27th. We got Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals on Saturday night. The Celtics were able to win the last game, so that means we're going to have another game on Saturday. The Celtics are still down, 2-3 in this series. Miami's going back home. Miami needs to close this thing out at home. They're going to be in some real trouble if they lose this game and then have to play a Game 7 in Boston on Monday. But we do have another game, and we'll see if we have another one after this. If Miami loses this one, we'll have Game 7 on Monday. I'll obviously have a video for Monday if we do have a game. Then if we don't have a game on Monday, then our next game will be on Thursday, which is when the finals begin. So we'll kind of have to wait and see after Saturday night if there's going to be a Game 7. But I do have two props to give out for this Game 6. Got two fantasy score props I'm liking for this one. As always, guys, before we do get started talking through the plays, if you guys do enjoy these PrizePicks videos and if they do help you out, make sure you hit that like button down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to PrizePicks, if you have never checked them out before, you can sign up for PrizePicks and use my promo code Noah. If you do look at the bottom of the screen or just click the link down in the description, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you sign up for PrizePicks with my promo code. So be sure to check them out. If you have not yet, use that code when you do sign up, get your deposit bonus. And I do want to recap our plays from our last video before we talk through today's plays. So man, on Thursday, it was super frustrating. I really felt like we should have hit both of our plays on Thursday night, but the blowout really killed us. We took the over on Bam Adebayo's fantasy score. That line was at 34. Bam had 33.1 fantasy points heading into the fourth quarter, and he doesn't even touch the floor in the fourth quarter. The Heat were only down by like 18 in the fourth, but they just they never brought Bam back in. Jimmy subbed out, like a few minutes into the quarter and then never returned. Super frustrating. We only needed one fantasy point from Bam, and he doesn't even get any minutes in the fourth quarter. And then we took the over on Jaylen Brown's fantasy score. And once again, man, Jaylen Brown, he let me down. I mean, he didn't have that bad of a game. He had 34.4 fantasy points. We took his over 34.5. And yeah, lost by 0.1 fantasy points. He didn't really do anything in the second half, and that's what killed us. He had like 25 fantasy points in the first half. It was looking great. Didn't really do anything in the second half. Got subbed out a few minutes early because of the blowout. Lost by 0.1. So that was just so frustrating, man. Bam losing by less than a point, not even getting minutes in the fourth quarter. Jaylen Brown losing by 0.1. Like, come on, dude. Like, we can't catch a break. Felt like we should have had a win there on Thursday, but we gotta look ahead to Saturday. Hopefully, we can bounce back, hit both of our plays for this Game 6. And let's talk through them. Two fantasy score props I'm liking for this one. We are going to go back to one of the plays that we did take last game, and it's going to be Bam Adebayo's fantasy score. I still think this line of 34.5 is a little bit too low for Bam, and especially with Miami going back home for this game, you expect Miami to play well at home here. You expect them probably to keep this game competitive. This should be a close game. Hopefully we don't get a blowout here. And if this game's competitive, we know that Bam Adebayo is going to play big minutes. I mean, you look at last game, Bam played 32 minutes, and that was without him getting any minutes in the fourth quarter. If that game was competitive last game, he probably would have played like 40 minutes. Really, they don't have any bigs they trust over Bam. They don't really want to play Kevin Love much. Cody Zeller's barely going to play, if any. I think there's a legit possibility that Bam plays 40 minutes here. Miami really needs to win this game. They want to close this one out at home. If you're Miami, I mean, you cannot afford to lose this one and then have to play a Game 7 in Boston. So expect huge minutes for Bam. 34.5 fantasy score. I definitely think this line's a little bit too low on Bam. Don't think the matchup's by any means the best. But this is a spot that Bam has had some success. He did have some big games against Boston earlier in the series. He has had some big games against Boston in the regular season. Obviously, last game, 33.1 fantasy points, came up just short. Games 3 and games 4, he was pretty bad, I'll be honest. One of those games was a blowout, though. But again, Boston or Miami going back home for this one, I expect their main guys to play really well here. You expect Miami to be able to keep this game competitive. And this is strictly just a minutes play and a point per minute player. I mean, this is a guy that averages well over a fantasy point per minute, and this is a guy that's probably going to play 38, 39, 40 minutes. If you project Bam to play close to 40 minutes, if you project him to average over a fantasy point per minute, which he normally does, this line of 34.5 definitely feels a little bit too low. I think this line should be like 36.5. I still think it looks too low here. Even though it did not hit last game, I'm fine going right back to it. I feel like more times than not, you play this game out, Bam plays his full minutes, he goes over this line more times than not. And I was looking at his game log this season in games where he's played at least 36 minutes. I feel like 36 minutes is probably like a floor for him. Maybe he could get in foul trouble. The game could be a blowout. He could obviously play less than 36 minutes. But if this game's competitive, no foul trouble, no blowout, 36 minutes feels like a floor for him. And over their last 25 games, playing at least 36 minutes, Bam has gone over this fantasy score line in 20 out of those 25 games. So that kind of proves my point. More times than not, when Bam plays full minutes, he's going to put up more than 34.5 fantasy score. So like this play, even though it burned us last time, I'm going right back to it. And then the other play that I like, another fantasy score prop I'm liking, is going to be Derek White's fantasy score of 24.5. So I think this line's a little bit too low for Derek White. Now that his role is kind of growing with this Celtics team, and we're seeing White play more minutes. He has started the last 2 games over Robert Williams, and I'm assuming they're going to continue to start Derek White over Robert Williams. And you look over those 2 games, he put up 32.4 and 34.1 fantasy points. He has gone over this line in 3 straight games, and really what makes me like this play is that the minutes are really trending up for Derek White. So in game 4 when he did, or excuse me, game 3 that he started, he played 26 minutes. That game was a blowout. That was a game that Boston lost by 26 points. Game 4, Derek White played 27.5 minutes, and then last game, which was really good to see, he got up to 37 minutes. Now, do want to mention that Malcolm Brogdon did get injured last game, and Malcolm Brogdon did not return to that game. If you look at the rotations last game, Malcolm Brogdon only played 10 minutes in the first half before getting injured and then not coming back into the game. So obviously Malcolm Brogdon getting injured helped Derek White's minutes, because obviously Brogdon's a guy that can take minutes from White. But if you look at Brogdon's minutes lately, even in the games he has played, I mean, his minutes have not been that good. He's not really been playing that much. There's reports that Malcolm Brogdon's not even healthy right now. He's been dealing with an arm injury. I mean, the last 3 games for Brogdon, he's played just 18, 16, and then last game he played 8 minutes. Did get injured last game, but still, I don't think Brogdon's just going to come out here and play 30 minutes. Maybe he could. He has played those minutes in the postseason, but he just doesn't seem to be fully healthy right now. And if Brogdon's not healthy, that means you're probably going to see, once again, really big minutes for Derek White. The Celtics are going to run a very tight rotation here. You expect them to play probably a 7 or 8-man rotation. I think Derek White plays 30-plus minutes once again, and if he's going to play 30-plus minutes, this line does feel a little bit too low on Derek White. I mean, Derek White this season, in terms of fantasy points per minute, he's averaged 0.93 fantasy points per minute. He's typically a guy that can average close to a fantasy point per minute, and if the minutes are going to continue to be there, this line of 24.5 does feel a little bit too low for Derek White. Did want to look at his games as well. You look over his last 25 games playing at least 30 minutes. He has gone over this line in 18 out of his last 25 games playing at least 30 minutes. 30 minutes feels like kind of a floor for him. I feel like he could get 34, 35 minutes, but even in 30 minutes, this is a line that Derek White could still hit. So that's what I like for today. Bam Adebayo, more than 34.5 fantasy score, and then Derek White, more than 24.5 fantasy score. These are 2 props I'm liking, taking a first look at the board right now, guys. Recording this video on Friday night. But I'll be sharing some more plays for today over on Patreon later Saturday afternoon. Might share another NBA player too if I find any that I like. I'll share some MLB plays over on Patreon as well. If you guys want to check all that out, it's linked down below in the description. You can check that out if you are interested. Be sure though to hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that subscribe button as well, and check out PrizePicks too. If you're not signed up for PrizePicks yet, sign up. Use that promo code Noah. Get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you sign up with my promo code. And also, forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, take advantage of the Nikola Jokic free square. This prop is available all the way up until next Thursday, or when the NBA Finals starts on June the 1st. So you have plenty of time to use this. Jokic's points prop is set at 0.5. Take the over here. It's a free pick that PrizePicks is giving you. Just find any other pick you like to pair with that. If you want to take one or two of the pick, both picks I gave out in this video, pair that with the Jokic free square, you can do so. Or you can take a look around, see if there's any props that you like. You could also wait till Thursday when we get game 1 of the finals and put some plays in then. But definitely get over to PrizePicks, guys. Use that promo code Noah. When you sign up, get your first deposit matched up to $100. But good luck on tonight's slate, guys. Appreciate you watching the video. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully we can make some money tonight. And I appreciate you guys watching the video. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.